Hi everybody, this is me, Angelica, the farmer, and more. I'm always having lots of projects, like starting a cafe, but at core, I'm a, I'm like a spiritual farmer. I just recognize, to be honest, people farm in many different ways, and some people do it with rigorous planning system to be in control of things. But to me, that doesn't work because I think I'm very sensitive to feel weather conditions. I can get senses of the weather ahead. Like, for example, this year I felt here in Sweden, in my area, that the spring was going to be pretty warm. Like, no snow late, and no really super cold March and April. And then I felt that May will be pretty mild in my area, not more than 18. Like last year we had 25 and we could go swimming in the ocean in May. But no, I felt like it would not reach more than 18. And let's see if that's right. And for the June and July, I felt like it will be 23, 24. Not a super hot, but there will be rain also. Not soaked in rain, but there will be sun and rain. And then I felt 27 degrees in August. Like, so this year is processing linearly in temperature and peaks in August. And that's how far I felt. And I learned to trust it, even though I'm scared sometimes of trusting it. It feels just, how can you do that? Maybe I'm wrong. But it seems to work pretty well. And I don't plan every day like what I have to do. Like, I have to do this on Monday, Tuesday, whatever. I can get a feeling like when I come here, I just get a picture in my head of go and get the potatoes and onions. I usually just do that, and then I'm thinking intellectually, well, I already put down some onions and potato. But for some reason, I trust that, and it can be, the reason could be many, like that somebody wants me to pick them up from the shed to remove them, or that they would be better out here in the sun, or that it's for some reason, maybe there will be rain in a few days that would benefit just these plants. Things that you can't plan in a calendar. Like, you can't plan when you're gonna have the rain, but you can plan to put on the water system. You can control things. You can get a water system and you can control many things. But I guess I never have watered so much. I guess that's because I get a feeling of when I do things, and then I like to be able to let nature take care of things as much as possible, if I can. And some things that annoys me a lot are these plastic things, the plastic on the beds, the plastic bags, and plastic that blows away. And when plastic breaks, it breaks my heart. And it's just really annoying, but it really does some benefit. And I think a lot of why it annoys me are that they are too long or too heavy, too complicated to move with one person. So I really would like to make them smaller, but then I need a lot more sandbags, small sandbags preferably. And we have a lot of wind in May. It's always the case because we live close to the ocean. So when there's a big temperature difference between the water and the land, like the water heats up and the ocean is cold, and there's a difference in temperature, and then the wind starts blowing. And it's a little bit I will soon show you what I did with the carrots here, but I have to make a decision about the greenhouse, the caterpillar tunnel. For the second time, the plastic blew off, and I'm so frustrated with this. I'm so annoyed. Like there was really strong winds, and even though like they're still stuck in the ground, somehow it's snuggled up. What happens last year is like, I think we also put sandbags in the bottom, and then the rain came and filled up the plastic on the side, and I think that made the difference. But it's so annoying. And I'm questioning if I should have this at all, because I'm a lonely farmer right now, and because it makes me so annoyed. Maybe I just cut the plastic in small pieces and I do small tunnels, and then I grow things on a vertical thread. Like I make short, I have an idea of making short wooden sticks, no? And then like wire in between, and then just like do them 70 centimeters up and cover that with sandbags, and just, it's more work to take off the sandbags and open up and regulate the heat. But I can do it. I hate everything that I can't do by myself. That's frustrating. It's so frustrating. And yeah, so yeah, it makes me cry and scream. And that's annoying. So, but here, anyway, I also did this by hand. And if you're very small scale, it really takes a long time before you get money back from the equipment you invest. But I actually have a seeding machine, but I did this by hand anyway. And I think it's because this is a little bit meditative for me. I like to do things by hand. So I seeded, I jumped with a broad fork first to loosen the soil, pushed it all the way back down, and then I raked it to even out the the soil very fine, and then I used the rake to make a big what do you call it? Well, renne in Swedish. A hole, no, not a hole, but a long line. And because the soil is really like sandy here, it's incredibly sandy. I don't know if you can see. I hope you can see my hand. You see how fine it is. I make it deeper because the first 3-4 centimeters really dry, and then I filled up lots of water, and then I just seeded the carrots, so I don't water the whole bed too much, just in where the seeds are. And then I will cover everything with black tarp for a week or 10 days to heat up, keep the moisture. Well, I did put a little bit of water on the top, but just sprinkled a bit, just because I want the seeds to get moist. And I will put the black tarp on to heat up the soil, and the weeds doesn't grow during the time. And yeah, then I remove it. And the thing is, I didn't do that on this bed here. I think I was too lazy to move this tarp. They annoy me also because they're too big, you know. You want them 1 or 2 beds. So it's fine over there, but here we have incredibly a lot of these molla. It's relative to the beets. I don't know. And this looks like a carrot, but it's not a carrot. It's I don't know what the name is. They grow where it's wet. Anyway, they look, and the carrots are so tiny, so tiny. I can't weed the other stuff because then I would just kill the carrots, and I can't really distinguish the row right now. So this will be a little bit of a work for me. But it's only here in the beginning of the bed, and then it's getting better. But if you, and one of the reasons are that it looked all fine, but then some weeds grow better when the temperature reaches a certain temperature. Then the weeds pop up that you didn't see before, and they grow really fast. Some of them, like this molla, I don't know the English name, but you can find them in all countries almost. Yeah, anyway, today I'm stealing carrots. I don't know for what reason, but it's funny. Like, I think I'm cooperating with spirit here, because I was like, no, I should start doing this greenhouse thing now. And then I heard like a voice in my head that said, no, you're being naughty. Like, you're supposed to do 2 carrot beds today. And I don't know why, because I already have 3 carrot beds here. It's pretty much when I don't have stuff of other things. But I don't know. They just like, are you gonna listen or not? Okay, I'm gonna listen. I don't know why, but I'm gonna listen. I learned that oftentimes when I listen to spirits, I get a good result. And if I don't listen, I will feel the consequences. Do I always listen? No, I don't. And then I ask sometimes. Sometimes it's something in the other end, like there's a resistance. But if it's on my end, I should recognize why I'm not listening and like do something about it. But there are a few things that I hear that I should do, but that I don't do, that I'm stubborn with, because I'm feeling a bit anxious or something about some things. But often when you do them, anxiety just vanishes. Yeah. This is I recognize going here, being at the farm, this is like my temple. It's my church temple, my garden. This is where I get my time, me time. I get my me time. So anything I do here is just a pleasure anyway. So the most important thing is that I do things in a way that I like, so that I enjoy. I'm not here to be only efficient. I like being efficient in some ways, but I also like to be creative and do things pleasurable for me. And that can differ between different days depending on how much force I want to use, how much power I feel I have, how I want to use my body, if I want to be warm, if I want to be cold, if I want to use water or soil at the moment. Do I want exercise, or do I just want contemplative weeding? And it's so nice to be able to do things on my terms, with no one telling me what to do, when to do things. I can just listen to my body and myself, and that's real freedom for me. And if I can also make a living in that way, well, that's a dream come true to me. Yeah. That's my way of farming, spirit farming. Okay, have a nice day. Bye bye.